All right, it's Friday night and I am done with work, so it's a perfect night to try to film a video. What I wanted to do is to show off yet another fan that I bought. I got this one on eBay for cheap, less than 20 bucks, and it's like an impeller turbine fan, and it requires three-phase. So I bought a motor driver to go with it, but of course it was damaged in shipping, so I had to buy some components to repair it. The inductor here and the cap were both busted up, and the heat sinks were all bent up, but that's what happens when it's shipped in a Ziploc bag. So I want to see about turning it on, see what this thing does. I know nothing about it. It doesn't really have any specs. It was just a cheapo, impeller motor, so I don't know what the top speed is or anything like that, but we'll crank it up and see what it sounds like.
And there's a big circle thing. Why is there this? What is this? Ooh, what is this?
That's a test light bulb.
Does it say it's a light bulb? Why do you need a light bulb in here?
All right.
So we are going to be cool.
So I got a power supply.
Power supply?
And I need to turn it on. Let me turn my power on.
Oh goodness me, I'm not out here. Is it loud?
Let's crank this sucker up. Let's see what happens. So I'm just going to crank the power supply all the way up. I'm going to turn the microphone down. So it's got a direction and a speed control, I think. Yeah, that's right. So it's blowing out of the it's blowing out of this end, it's sucking from this end. But it's not. So I'm turning the pot. This is all the way down, going from low to high. Speeding up. Then it gets lower. I think I'm maxing out this little power supply. So I have it all the way down. It's at 18 volts, no amps. Starts drawing current. And then it goes into constant current mode. This thing can only provide about 2 amps. And starts dropping the voltage. Yeah, I'm maxing out the supply, so I need something bigger. All right, we got a bigger supply. Now this guy can do about 12 volts, 10 amps, roughly. So we'll see if this doesn't give it some more hooch. All right. So it's turning on. That's more like it. It's still limiting it. So that's current. So this thing's only putting out a little over 6 amps. So it doesn't put out 10 amps. So I need something bigger than that. I need more power. Let me go find something else. All right, well, this should be exciting. I have got an old microwave oven transformer that I rewired. I don't know, put 30 reps of wire in there. Got a big old bridge rectifier and a monster cap. I've got some other stuff somewhere else, but this should get us where we need to go. So I'm gonna wire this up and see if I can't get, I don't know, 15, 20 volts at 20 amps or so. That should be pretty easy to do, and I think that will give us enough to cook this motor. I mean, it doesn't have that beefy a wiring, so I don't know how much this thing's supposed to draw. I could look up the data sheet, but I really don't care because I didn't spend much money on it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and hook this up and see what happens. So this is actually pretty funny. My phone actually overheated. My battery overheated, and I started getting errors saying I had to cool it down. And I started worrying that I was smelling some burning electronics from my phone, but what I was actually smelling was the bleeder resistor that I had placed around this cap. I mean, generally when I put these caps in storage, I just kind of grab a resistor and throw it across there, so it just keeps, bleeds the voltage off, and then if it ever gets charged up, it'll bleed itself off. But I sometimes don't pay attention to the values I put on there, so it looks like this one was like a 1K, and it smoked. But anyway, it's running, so I got my big old power supply hooked up here. And this thing it's working like it's supposed to now. I don't have a clue what kind of current this thing's drawing. But man, I'm telling you, it's pretty substantial. I can actually feel some thrust on this sucker. I don't really have a good way to demonstrate it, but yeah, that's pretty cool. I suppose these are probably used for like model aircraft or something. But yeah, I don't have a clue what voltage I'm running at, or what RPM it is. I guess. Uh-oh, we died. What happened? Well, something gave way. Probably not the transformer. I bet it was this board or the motor. Because I actually don't know what voltage or anything I was running at. Real proper engineering here. Sorry for the handheld camera. I had to pull it out of the case because it was apparently getting quite hot. Okay, so we're running like 24 volts here. And I honestly don't know what the rating of this driver is. It cost about $15, so I can't imagine it's, super robust. Let me just reset it. Try it again. I bet we blew a fat. Well, that was fun while it lasted. I'm glad I got it on video. Stick my finger in there. It's real smart. Yeah, this thing's hosed. I probably cooked one of the fats.
Daddy, we're getting a little bit scared.
What are you scared of?
Something blinked on and something blinked off.
What blinked on and what blinked off?
I don't know. Ashton didn't tell me.
Did I pop the breaker?
What?
I don't think I popped the breaker. Everything's on. What happened?
Can you go with us?
Yeah, sure.